Nergal, a prominent deity in the Mesopotamian pantheon, epitomizes the ancient civilization's complex relationship with death, pestilence, and the afterlife. As the lord of the underworld and a god of plague and pestilence, Nergal's role and worship reflect the ancient Sumerians' inner standing and reverence of life's darker aspects. Origins and evolution. Nergal's origins trace back to the early dynastic periods of Mesopotamian history. His initial representation was not as the fearsome god of the underworld, but rather as a god of war and destruction, a reflection of the tumultuous times in which these civilizations evolved. Over time, as the Mesopotamian civilizations advanced, so too did the perception of Nergal, transforming him into a ruler of the underworld, a role he shared with Ereshkigal, the queen of the underworld. Worship and iconography. Nergal was venerated across Mesopotamia, including in cities like Kutha, which was considered his primary cult center. His temples served not just as places of worship, but also as centers for healing, reflecting the belief that appeasing Nergal could ward off diseases and plagues. Iconographically, Nergal was often depicted as a lion or with lion-like features, symbolizing his ferocity and power. He was also sometimes shown wielding a mace or a weapon, signifying his warlike aspects. Nergal and the Underworld. In Mesopotamian mythology, Nergal's ascent to the underworld is a tale of power and diplomacy. According to myth, Nergal was initially sent to the underworld as an emissary but ended up becoming its co-ruler alongside Ereshkigal. This story illustrates the ancient Mesopotamians' views on the duality of life and death and the balance of power between male and female deities. Influence on society and culture. Nergal's worship influenced various aspects of Mesopotamian society. His temples were not only religious centers, but also played a significant role in the community, providing aid during times of plague and famine. The rituals and offerings made to Nergal were aimed at appeasing his wrath and seeking his protection against the very calamities he controlled. Literature and mythology. Nergal features prominently in Mesopotamian literature and mythology. One of the most notable references is in the Descent of Ishtar, where he plays a significant role in the story's plot. The Epic of Gilgamesh also makes references to Nergal, underscoring his importance in the Mesopotamian narrative tradition. Archaeological evidence. Archaeological excavations have unearthed various artifacts, including statues, temple remains, and inscriptions, shedding light on how Nergal was worshipped and perceived. These findings have been instrumental in understanding the evolution of his worship and his role in Mesopotamian society. Legacy. The legacy of Nergal extends beyond the ancient times into the modern world. His portrayal as a god of death and the underworld has influenced modern interpretations of death deities in various cultures. The duality of his nature, as both destructive and protective, continues to fascinate scholars and enthusiasts of ancient mythology. Conclusion. Embracing knowledge of the past. Understanding deities like Nergal gives us insight into how our ancestors viewed the world around them. Their beliefs and practices, though seemingly distant, have shaped the foundation of modern thought and culture. By studying and acknowledging these ancient deities, we not only pay homage to our historical heritage, but also gain a deeper understanding of the human experience, the fear and reverence of the unknown, and the perpetual quest for balance in the chaos of existence. This self-knowledge of the past encourages us to appreciate the complexities of human belief systems and their impact on our collective journey through time. Click like, subscribe and share this channel.